Hey Mavericks, the acts of banks are causing a grave crisis in the global economy, yet the mainstream media is curiously silent about the impending catastrophe. It is a purposeful omission on the part of CNBC, Bloomberg, Financial Times, The Economist, Fox News, and CNBC to avoid talking about this pivotal moment that will lead to the demise of the world financial system. They appear to not want the general population to be aware of the upcoming instability that will be brought about by central banks and financial entities. Let's examine this crisis's specifics. The main problem is the growing difficulty in satisfying the debt obligations imposed by banks all over the world. It looks to be a concerted attempt on their part to defend themselves, oblivious to the effects on the wider populace. Although interest rates have increased, banks' tightening of lending requirements goes above and beyond what is required. They are making it more difficult for people and businesses to get loans, and in some circumstances, almost impossible. This trend is supported by numerous papers and surveys. According to the 2023 Senior Loan Officer Opinion Survey, banks have tightened their lending criteria and have seen a decline in demand for consumer, real estate, and business loans. The Mortgage Credit Availability Index and the Federal Reserve's results on credit card lending rules provide additional support for this data. It is clear that getting credit has been harder for the typical person, worsening the economic situation. When we consider the two pillars that underpin the global economy, consumer savings and debt, the severity of this issue becomes clear. The ability to easily get inexpensive debt has become crucial for maintaining the status quo because our existing economy significantly relies on debt to spur growth. However, this debt-fueled growth is unsustainable, and our economy is in danger of collapsing if we stop issuing new debt. Additionally, thanks to government stimulus measures, consumer savings increased throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. Savings have since fallen to historic lows, though. This is troublesome because instead of altering their lives to compensate for their decreased salaries, people have been spending their savings. The economy will reach a tipping point that will result in a devastating disaster as savings continue to decline and debt becomes harder to service. The results will be disastrous. Consumer spending will drastically decrease, harming businesses and eroding investor confidence. The decline in share prices will cause earnings to contract, deepening the recession. There will be an increase in job losses, house foreclosures, and business closures. The Federal Reserve and the government will issue an excessive amount of money in an effort to preserve the situation, but this will only cause unchecked inflation. It's critical to focus on the data, facts, and evidence rather than the narratives promoted by the mainstream media. Understanding the impending disaster clearly is necessary to protect both yourself and your investments. To protect your financial security, get ready for the economic slump, be wary of inflation, and take wise judgments.